Hey, how you doing? And welcome to another exciting Technology Tuesday. I'm your host, Greg Russell, here with my good friend, partner in crime, co-host, Mr. Jerry Franklin Poe. And today we got some exciting resources to share with you and a major update and a very popular design app that we're going to share with you. All the updates that you need to know about as an entrepreneur to help make you more productive, save time, and make more money. So we're not going to hold up any longer. We're going to make sure everyone is good to go. And we're going to start right now.
All right, all right. That's right, folks. We are here continuing the journey in our what this is our still our fourth season. Almost like we're about to be on our fifth season pretty soon.
Man.
Technology Tuesday. Every it just seems really wild, man. It's like you count back, it's like it was a 4 years and still rocking and rolling every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you those practical solutions for your business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know you got a lot of updates. Last week we got some great feedback, Greg, on those updates with Zoom and all those things that making those changes. People are really looking forward to this week because you I know you mentioned something about Canva,
Yes,
and I
sir.
know you got back into the lab and you started doing some research and pulling back to dusting off, like Indiana Jones in there, like pulling back the cobwebs, trying to see like, oh, what's in there, what's really happening, to make sure folks can maximize the uses of that application.
Yes, sir. A lot of times, with many of these apps, we really only scratch the surface of what's possible. And I don't know if you saw the major push they had for promoting their new update, right? So it's like they were like, "Hey, you can, I forgot how they pronounced it, but it's like you can get this new major update for free if you're one of the first million people, and you had to click on the thing, and if you clicked it 7 times or whatever it was, it you got confetti and you got the new stuff. So um, and it actually gave you the number that you were for leading to the million people. So when I did it, I was like, I was procrastinating a little bit because I knew what was going on, but I was working on other stuff, and so it was like I was number 917,000 someone member to to do it to their free members. But yes, Canva has had a major update, and we're going to share with you some of the things I think you as entrepreneurs should be aware of. Um, but Canva has been a major player, in the design game. It started out as just a design for you to create designs, and it has exploded into almost everything. And Canva is working hard to um, have companies get their enterprise level. That was one of the major things they're really rocking their enterprise because they realize that a lot of people in the company are using Canva for company stuff, but it's like they're using their personal accounts, and it is what it is, but they're trying to make a push for that. But some of their updates, including with what's going on with AI, is major, and I think we should definitely take a look at it. But before we do, Jerry, I got some other resources that I found from client request. So what happened was a couple clients asked me to if there was anything I knew of, because I'm getting this question a lot now, like, hey, do you know anything that can do this, or do you know anything that can replace this? So I had a couple of those, and I found some interesting gems inside the AppSumo marketplace. So I'm going to take a couple minutes and share with you just a couple of gems that I found that I think are worthy of your attention. And these are kind of like real hidden deep down in there, um, that do some things that you may want to be aware of that could save you a lot of money. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and share the screen and talk about this one here called Epiphany. I think that's how they pronounce it. It looks like Epiphany to me.
Yep, that
Uh,
sounds right.
yep. So basically, this one automatically connects Google Sheets to thousands of different APIs. So I want you to think of Google Sheets. as a database, right? Because it can have columns, first name, last name, email, phone number, whatever you have on there. It could be a database. And what happens is now with this particular solution, you can connect other things to that database for it to do stuff with that data. So if you look at Google Sheets as a centralized data um, database, then this software, this app that you can get for a one-time price of 149, and it is an 80% off lifetime, 87% off lifetime deal. And originally it'd be like $1,100 for this thing by connecting Google Apps. So basically, it is a best for consultants, marketers, and it integrates obviously with Google Sheets and other things. So basically, you can install it. It's a Chrome extension, and you put it inside your Chrome browser, and then when you open up Google Sheets, you can turn it on and do things with it, and then send data in and out of it from either other Google Sheets or from other apps. So it's really, really powerful. You can connect it to your CRM, and you can set it to run automatically so that you can have things updated effortlessly. So this is one of those tools that could save you lots of money compared to some of the bigger solutions that try to connect different apps by using this one solution. The fast I've seen it. So basically, when it comes to APIs, you can make it get and post requests from Google Sheets. Um, Get means you're receiving data to the sheet, and post means you're sending data from the sheet, right? So you can set both get and post requests from Google Sheets, and you can save the request for access later, and then you can also schedule it to run without you. So you can set this up and schedule it to run. So one use case would be if you would have one software solution there where you're, let's say, collecting a name and email address, and you want it to update another software solution without having to have a Zapier account by just connecting both to the Google Sheet. It can then update it. This way, you can have things automatically added to it, and you can also manually add things to it as well. So if you have someone who you need to manually add to that database, you can, because it's just a Google Sheet, and it will update that other software solution as well. So this is a really, really powerful networking solution called Epiphany that can bring things together for a one-time price that I think those who know how challenging it is to transfer data from one app to another, this is something you should definitely look at. Jerry, what are your thoughts on this Epiphany?
So your client came to you and they were looking to replace which one, which software application were they looking to replace?
They were looking to place Monday.com, which is a project management app. And this is not a replacement for that. This was just something I found in the research for that replacement. So this was something I found in there that I thought was worthy of your attention. They do have a demo on their YouTube, so you can check that out right here, and you can kind of see how it works. For those who are not really sure about transferring data, it works really, really well from what I saw. I was highly impressed with what you could do with it. The demo was only about 10 minutes, so it's not like a webinar or a 30-minute presentation, just like a 10 to 12 minute. This is what you can do with this piece of software.
Awesome.
Cool. So that is an ad. All right, boom. So yeah, 9 minutes 41 seconds, and he goes through and shows you what you can do with it, um, and pull in data either from another Google Sheet or from an app. It's really, really powerful. So again, check out Epiphany if you have a need for transferring data from one software solution to another via Google Sheets. Very, very powerful there. Jerry, I think that most people don't realize how many different apps that a small business may use, right? Because as you start to grow, you start to add more and more. And a lot of times it's starting to get more challenging because we want to um, have this data be in multiple different things, but it's usually only in one thing. So for example, we'll just use something very simple. Like if you have someone sends you an email and now you have that email in Google, it's just in Google. But if you also want it in something else like your Slack or your CRM, there needs to be a way to get it there. And what this is a simple solution to transfer that data into other apps versus some of the other things you can do and have to learn, like Zapier or something like Boost Space, which will transfer data from multiple apps, but is quite complicated to set up. This is pretty simple. If you understand a spreadsheet and Google Sheets, the spreadsheet is the database. And I know you are a um, Excel expert. Behind closed doors, nobody knows that you're an Excel expert, but I do. So I know this would be interesting to you because you know all the things that are possible with a spreadsheet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, I said I used to be before COVID, and then sometimes with it's hard to keep up with all the changes. But yeah, I used to be really good with the Excel, the if functions, the pivot tables, macros, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So definitely check out Epiphany and take a look at that and see if that is something you can use. This other one you're going to love, Jerry, because this one is just for PC. So I don't exclude things that it's just for a PC and not for Mac. Most things have dual, they have dual things, but every now and then you still
Right.
find software that's just for one. So we're going to go ahead and jump back to this other one, and it is called Automatic Email Manager. And this one is it's only 25% off. And I'll be very, very transparent about this pricing. Um, it's not a lifetime deal, it is an annual price, right? So it's $74 per year, not for lifetime. But if you need this service for $74 per year, which is a great savings versus paying monthly. If you need this, this is a great one. So what it does, Jerry, is this one basically will manage emails for you coming in from if you have Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo or any of the popular ones. It is a software that installs on your PC only. So it's Mac guys, this is not for you. I asked if there was an alternative. I asked if they were making a Mac ready solution, and they said it's not on. They can't do it. They're not going to do it. So it's a PC only, and they said their only alternative was for you to install the Windows operating system on the Mac, which you can do if you want to. I'm not a fan of that, but you can do it. And then they said you can run it. So with that, I still think because PCs can be so cheap, if you really need this, it might be uh, cost effective for you to grab one. Also, many times most people who have Macs have an older PC around that they could use for stuff. Anywho, so this one is a PC only. It's $74 a year, but basically what it does is it's a software that will turn your email account into an automated system where it can um, check your emails for you and do some things. The things that I'm trying to find where it said it. The thing that I'm most interested in that I saw was it to be able to reply like a autoresponder. So you can set up if the email comes in and it has a certain thing in the subject line, reply with this. So that was one of the things that I thought was really, really interesting because unlike an autoresponder service like Aweber or Constant Contact or MailChimp, this would just send right from your Gmail inbox. So if they sent you an email to be able to reply, you usually bypass the promotions box because this is just a one-to-one on email. So if you can get people to send you the email, or you have your system send you an email, or you even make your contact form or opt-in form on your website, send it to your email, you can reply to that person with this service. It has some other cool features too, like it'll take an email and turn it into a PDF, and some other really cool things that you could do with just emails. But I thought that like you could save your email as a PDF or text or some other format. You can receive email notifications. You can send it to your Slack. Some other things. I like this service because you're not dealing with the whole system. You're just dealing with emails coming to your inbox. And I have a very specific need for being able to reply to certain emails automatically, knowing that I have a specific reply. So, for example, I have a situation where people will send me an email and I'll say, just put this word in the subject line. And I know when that email comes in with that word, I have a template to reply. And I would love to have this just automatically do it for me and save me those times, that time that it would take to do that, because I know I could automate it. So I was looking for something. That's why this one caught my attention. And it's Automatic Email Manager inside of AppSumo. Automatic Email Manager. And this one I think is worth your guys' attention. If you have a PC and you have a situation like I have where I don't really need to have a full blown CRM do the stuff, this would come in perfectly for what I'm trying to do. And those are the AppSumo deals I have, Jerry, that I think are worth your attention for this week, man.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, even 74, some of those autoresponders are, 15, $20 a month. So $74 for the year could be saving some folks a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Yeah, I like it how it has, because it's like you have rules. The way you set this up, they would have rules and it would have scenarios, so you can get very specific. So this way, when you run it, it's like it's looking for the specific emails within those rules, and then the scenarios. What do you want it to do? Right? You have, if it has this, do this. So this way, for those of us who get quite a few emails, that's me. I get quite a few emails every day. This is one way to make sure that the things that I want responded to immediately can happen with their software. So anyway, this is one that I thought would be really good. I was just hoping they had a a Mac option, but we will still keep looking for something in that case. All right, cool. So that's what we
I mean,
got. As I'm sorry.
now I was gonna say the main takeaway I think for people from that one is it's just a way to eliminate repetitive tasks. So if you're doing the same things over and over and over again, you can get the system to do it for you
Yep. Yep.
when it comes to your email.
Cool. All right, man. So listen, let's talk about Canva. Canva rolled out this new update. Okay, and so I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you where you can go get all the information, and I'm going to share with you what I think is really, really valuable for Canva. All right. So when you dive into Canva, they have, for those of you who clicked it, they have an update, and I'll show you what it looks like if you don't have it as well, so you can find out where to get it. But when I come into Canva, there is something that says "Find Out New," and this has this video here. It's called "What's New." Boom, boom, boom. Right. So if you come into Canva and you see this says "See What's New," you can click it, and it'll open up this whole presentation that talks about what's new. The video will load in the middle, and if you click on it, it will have these different sections here. So these little breaks, these little line breaks, is like different sections in the presentation. And this whole presentation is an hour long. So if you want to, go through it, you can. If you play it a double time, it will be 30 minutes. But these breaks let you know the little section, and most of them are approximately around 10 minutes. And they talk about the different new features for Canva. Each of these blocks right here is about market, how they have their new feature, a new way to dive into work, where they created certain tool sets for marketing, certain tool sets for sales, certain sets for HR, and certain tool sets for the creatives, because they realize that these four categories are where most people who use Canva fall into, using it for those specific things. These are the four top things that people use Canva for. And so this is the new Canva, what's new, and they talk about all the stuff in the presentation. Highly recommend you watch it. But here are some things that I found that was really, really interesting. They've improved their magic media, right? And this is where you can use some AI to generate things for your content that you're creating. You can tell it what you want. Another thing that I thought was really good was this resize and magic switch. So if you create a slide deck and you want certain pictures for social media, you can resize it and switch. You can also have it switch from a presentation to a document, which was pretty cool. Magic Grab is cool too, because now you can not only remove the background, but you can grab certain. It's smart enough using AI that it knows like this person here. You can grab that person and then move them within the same picture, which is pretty cool. It says effortlessly select any element in your photo, move it, reposition, resize it, etc. So that's pretty dope. So that's one you should be aware of. And then let me go over here to the projects. No, that's not what I want. The templates, yeah. So templates. Under templates, they have this thing called work kits, and I really think this is powerful because you can create a work kit for the thing that you're working in. So, for example, Jerry, we can create a work kit for Technology Tuesday and have all our brand assets in there for Technology Tuesday, and we can have all these templates set up for our creative things that we need for the show, for our promo banners, our intro slides, etc. All that stuff we can do for our transition things, because we could have the video assets as well as the graphic assets as well, and it's all designed inside our work kit for our specific Technology Tuesday. Then we could have a different work kit for a different product or a different element or for a different show. You can have these work kits available, which I think is one of the things that people should dive into. So these are specialized templates and resources, customized designs that stay on brand. So once you put it in there and you hit your brand, it will change the colors and everything to match the color scheme of your brand on there. So if you like a template, you're like, oh, I really like this template. You hit a button and it puts it on in your brand colors that you set up in there. So I think that's really cool because that saves you so much time, because now you don't have to go take the graphics and then change the colors to match your brand. It'll automatically put it in your brand. Of course, when you set up your work kit, you define the colors and you want inside your work kit. So that's pretty cool too. Within here, it has the brands, right? So you create the brand kit. So when you're in the work kit, you can select the brand that you want. So you can have multiple brands inside of Canva as well. And one of the other coolest things, Jerry, that I think is really, really powerful is the apps, the marketplace. They have a they have a marketplace. It's similar to how Zoom has a marketplace, and now you can connect Canva to all these other apps that you may be using, and you can also find some really cool, powerful ones in here. So, Canva for Slack, it connects to Slack, it connects to a lot of other things, and then here's where you can search through and find some really good ones if you wanted to. Right, so this apps tab allows you to look into workplace essentials. So if we click on this, this is the ones that they say are kind of the essential and most popular ones. So they have Meta design check. So if you are running ads on Facebook, which is Meta, you can check it to make sure that it passes the size requirements and things like that. So you can just have it checked for Meta. So before you run ads on there, you can run it. One of the other things that we talk about ads, Jerry, is that with this new update, just we're talking about like a spreadsheet or creators when it comes to ads. A lot of times, marketing companies will create a whole block, a whole like different design, like the same design, but one or two things different, and they test which ones will get the best response. And in Canva, you can set that up, attach it to a spreadsheet, hit a button, and it will create all the designs pulling in from that spreadsheet, right? So it'll say, like, let's say if you, for example, if you, and this is not an ad, but just follow the logic. If we had quotes, right? And let's say we had 100 quotes, and we wanted to take these quotes, create a graphic around the quote, and have our brand on there, and attach all those quotes on that spreadsheet, hit a button. Now it'll bring in the quote to the graphic, and it will create all of them, all 100 quotes, for us to then be able to put on social media. So that same concept is what you can do with ad creatives, because ad creatives usually want to find which image will get the most response. And so they typically create a whole lot of them to test inside of a marketing campaign. And you can do the same thing in here with Canva, and then also have it check the design. So that's one thing you can really do, I think. It's called bulk create. and I don't know where it is, but it's called Bulk Create, and it's inside of Canva. You can find it. So here are the other things that it connects with: YouTube, OneDrive, Mailchimp. You can kind of look through these: Instagram, LinkedIn. And so these are what they are considered the workplace essential. PowerPoint. So you can design your slides in here, and you can even present from Canva because they have a presenter. But some of us are used to PowerPoint, and so we can hit this button and it'll bring it all into our PowerPoint for us. Um, and then we have some AI powered uh, apps that it will connect with, and some of these are pretty interesting. Some of these have voiceovers where you can have a voiceover added to your design, which is pretty cool. Um, it can create some cool things too, like the people makeover. This will create a fictitious person, right? It look like a real person, but it's made up of AI generated. It's not a real photo of someone. So you can create those to use if you want to create stock images of and have people on it, but you don't want to deal with the rights for having the photos. You can have it generated. A whole lot of things you can do with AI when these things. A lot of them are attached to other services, so you may need to have an account with some of these. But these are the apps, the AI powered apps that you can connect with. Here goes a logo maker. And then there's productivity apps as well. Again, some of these at the top are the most popular, like Dropbox and Google Drive. But as you scroll down, you'll find some pretty interesting ones that you could connect with. You may find services that you have um, already from other other vendors that you may already have an account with, and then now you can connect this Canva to. So that is some of the really cool things. The big thing that they are pushing is for teams. So now, Jerry, if we are working on a design together, you and I could actually work on the same design at the same time, um, at the exact same time. Let me see if I can show you how that looks. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so when I first came in here, it's not doing it now, but when I first did it, I would see how this would say Jamie. Mine would be a blue and it would say you, and you'd see my cursor. And I'm not seeing it do that anymore, but it would say you. And long story short, when you're working on a design with someone, you can see the things that they're highlighting versus, your name for the things that you're working on. But the cool thing is you could work on the design at the exact same time with teams. So this is the new Canva update. And if you don't have it, what you want to do is you want to click on see what's new. Now, how do you know if you don't have it? Well, I'll show you what it will look like if you don't have it. When you go into Canva, you can hear this is kind of what they're promoting. If you don't have it, you can click on here to watch the whole thing. But when you go into a design or a project, all right, if we go create design, we'll say a presentation. This is what I wouldn't say the old Canva, but this is what the Canva before the update would look like. You just have these different presentations. You'd have elements, text, brands, uploads. You'd have these things right here. You could have a couple different layouts and things like that. However, when you go into the one when you have the update, just so you get an idea, it will look like this. It'll have a whole lot more things over here that are different. So that is kind of the update. I wanted to make sure you guys, if you weren't sure if you had it, how you could take a look and see if you have it. So Jerry, this is the new Canva update. Really lot more templates in there, and for you to easily, quickly design things without obviously being a designer, but being able to set up your brand kit and then have things change over to match your brand quickly.
Cool. I mean, the idea of having live updates between teammates is quite interesting.
Yeah, I don't think people understand the. This is why I think this is important. If somebody went to school for graphic design and stuff, they know they have to their game because so many people have access to tools like this. And because so many people have access to tools like this, the average person with average intelligence can now create designs at a very low cost for just a subscription, um, that designers would have had to go to school for and learn how to do because they have all these templates. So that means for the average entrepreneur, your competition when it comes to your brand and look online is majorly going up at a compelling rate because everyone can, they can click on a design, get a template, add their brand colors, add their own content, and they're off the races. Then they can use bulk create and create a whole lot of stuff and then start you know posting these things at a higher rate than you. So your competition, when tools like this give you so much power, goes up. And if you're not using it or have people in your team who are using it at a high level, then you could be falling behind. So this is a great tool. There's lots and lots of things in there, lots of things you can create, from presentations to graphics from social media to videos for YouTube, YouTube intros, YouTube outros, um, all sorts of things you can use. So highly recommend, if you're not using it, have either dive in there and start to learn it, or have someone on your team really, really go deep in it, because there's so many powerful things in there that just on the surface you will miss if you don't spend a little bit of time and look deeper inside of Canva.
You're correct, man. I mean, the challenge is apathy. So people get so accustomed to doing things a certain way, they get bogged down with the routine, and they miss some of the changes that are taking place right in front of their faces. And that's how you can get caught becoming obsolete in your own industry.
Yep. Yep. Man.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So we got, just to recap, it was uh, deals on AppSumo, changes with Canva. I got a full bucket load of things. Now, folks, if you're watching, when you're watching these, it'd be great to let us know, like, what specific tool did you enjoy? Like, what tip did Greg give that you think you're going to start to put into action immediately, and how do you think this will be impactful for your business? Let us know as you like and share these videos out, and tell everyone about us on Technology Tuesday every week here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We really appreciate all the love that you share, the comments, and the reactions to these live streams we put together. Greg, anything else you got for the folks this week? Are we good?
We are good. Thank you for tuning in, and join us again next week. And Jerry, I'll let you do the outro.
All right, folks. As you know, you can always follow us on all the social media platforms. You can go to at Ask Greg Russell or at Jerry Poe to find us, either on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Well, it's not at Twitter anymore, X, whatever you want to call it. Well, Threads, if you're on Threads, we're over there on Threads too. So all those different places. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week. We got some great things coming up on next week's show as well. So we'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Tuesday. We look
Yes, sir.
forward to it.
Yes, sir. Take care.